A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Lake and Dew Russell. Kind of a busy day so far. A very busy weekend for some people, too. A lot of folks getting some work done, which is good. Hopefully you got enough work done, but you could still enjoy some of the nice weather out there. Currently, we are looking at 78 degrees at the airport. It is 78 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is reporting 79. Downtown Bay City is looking at 78. By the time it's all said and done, we should work our way up to probably another 5 to 7 degrees. So wouldn't be a bit surprised if we peak out at about 85, 86 with some hazy sun. A lot of it, obviously, because of the Canadian smoke. Yesterday was a perfect example of it. Many of you hoping to catch a few rays if you were on the beach or working outside. And one thing you noticed was you didn't get burned much by being out in the sun yesterday, simply because of that smoke. And today we have more of it. We've got a few folks that are walking around with some sneezes and a little bit of cold here and there because of that smoke. But hopefully we're going to see much of it go away as we move our way into the work week this week. We ended the week last week with a little bit of rain in some spots. Some of you picked up a scattered shower as we went through the day on Saturday. But it does appear as though now we are looking at plenty of sun, and some folks did get some wheat harvested yesterday afternoon and early last night, and the wheat harvest will continue through a good portion of the Great Lakes Bay area and other areas of the state as well, as that wheat is maturing rather rapidly. Hazy sunshine, that's what our forecast is. We have a low-pressure system situated over the New England states and a trailing front running down the Appalachian Mountains heading toward the Carolinas. And that system is moving away, obviously, but it is generating some pretty heavy moisture. And they did have some flooding rains in some spots in the mid-Atlantic states all the way up into the New England states over the weekend, specifically during Saturday night and during the day on Sunday. High pressure over northern Illinois is going to be drifting to a southeasterly direction over the next couple of days, and that is going to be ushering in some warmer air and a continuation of the humidity. We will be looking at some warm, humid days as we move into the middle of the week. Matter of fact, the best chance of any precipitation is going to be during the day on Wednesday and then into Wednesday night, where we are going to be seeing some afternoon and early evening shower activity as we go through the later afternoon and the evening on Wednesday. The shower activity will continue into the day on Thursday. The low pressure system causing the wet weather on Wednesday is going to be moving over Lake Ontario during the day on Thursday. So we're going to get a little bit of the backlash of it. Along with it is going to come some cooler temperatures. We'll be looking at temperatures on Thursday around 80, 82 degrees instead of the upper 80s, which is going to be in our forecast as we go through the beginning of the work week this week. Friday, a little bit cooler. We're going to be looking at more in the way of clouds on Friday. 77, 78 degrees is our projected high for Friday. And then moving into the weekend, once again, we'll be moving into that low 80-degree range. Now, what's normal for this time of the year is 83 in the afternoon and 61 at night. So we're going to be running pretty close to that this upcoming weekend. Warmer the beginning of the week, a little bit cooler toward the tail end of the week, and then the weekend, well, we're where we will be back to normal. Matter of fact, the long-range forecast, now this is going to be taking us into the 27th of July. We are looking for our temperatures overall to average pretty close to normal. Precipitation values will be slightly above. The reason why is because of the nature of the precipitation, the pattern that it's going to take as far as where it's going to hit and where it's not going to hit. We're going to continue to see spotty shower activity around. not a lot of organization over the next, 10 days or so when it comes to fronts move through. We're going to see a lot more in the way of spotty precipitation. That's what we've been accustomed to so far here for the month of July, and that is going to continue. As far as amounts of precipitation go, again, very spotty. Some precipitation tallies are above normal for the month so far. Others are behind. Just to kind of give you an idea, out at MBS International Airport, they haven't even reported 0.3 of an inch of rain over the first 13 days here of July. Some of you have been looking at a lot more than that, an inch to an inch and a half to 2 inches. And obviously, some of you are well aware that we've had reports of over 4, almost 5 inches of rain in some locations. Along with me, Lakin Russell, our intern here. I want to say good morning, first of all, to you. How you doing?
Good morning, Terry. I'm doing well.
And you got a little work done over the weekend?
Yes, I did. I pulled some weeds, got some outside things done, took care of the animals. So it was an overall nice weekend.
Yeah, not too bad. And your drive in this morning, where there was wheat on Friday.
There's no wheat today. So they got her done yesterday. It was a big day.
Yeah, they got a lot of work done. So a little bit later on in the broadcast, what are we going to talk about today?
A little bit later on, we're going to talk about the USDA's Supplemental Disaster Relief Program for farmers in Michigan, and we'll touch on where I'm going to be at broadcasting for tomorrow.
Yeah, we won't tell where you're going. We'll save that.
Right.
All right. Lakin Russell, again, we'll be talking to her a little bit later on. Obviously, we've got some markets to take a look at. We'll be talking to Kevin Pike in just a moment over at Star of the West. But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Roof Max. Again, a lot of folks having work done around the house, and many folks are a little concerned about their roofs. You know, it's been a while since some of you have probably even had someone look at your roof. Well, maybe it might be a good time to do it. All you got to do is ask Ben Howe. AskBenHowe.com is the website or the telephone number. And if you got a pencil and paper handy, I'll repeat it. 989-859-6751. Again, 989-859-6751. That's the number I used back about a year and a half ago. And I've been very happy that I did it ever since. Roof Max is a product that Ben has that's revolutionary. It restores flexibility, it extends the life of your roof, and it saved me thousands of dollars and one big headache. You know, my roof wasn't really that bad, but there were a couple of things that Ben found out when he did the free roof assessment that I needed to have done. As a result, he did it. And then he installed the Roof Max product, and I'm very happy that he did. As I said, it saved me thousands of dollars, a big headache, and obviously a little peace of mind knowing that I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I have any roof work done, because it restored probably a good 6 to 8 years anyway on my roof. And my roof wasn't that old, but it's a shingle roof. And one thing that I did notice with all the heavy rains that we had been getting, my gutters took that water right away from the house. The reason why, they worked. They worked because all the grit and everything else that you get from shingled roofs wasn't in my gutter. There wasn't any. The reason why? because of the Roof Max treatment. AskBenHow.com. A little care today can save you a whole lot more tomorrow. Along with me, I've got Kevin Pike from Star of the West over in Frankenmuth. Kevin, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Tara. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing real well. You got a little work done over the weekend, did you, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. I got plenty of work done this weekend.
And it sounds like a lot of other folks got their work done too. We were just commenting before we came to you that we're seeing a lot of wheat fields that were harvested. Any reports, any idea of as far as the quality, the moisture, that sort of stuff from any of the wheat that was brought in this weekend?
Yeah, we got pretty lucky, it seems like, on Saturday with those rain showers being pretty spotty and then really dry on Sunday. We were about 17% going into the weekend. Now we're down to 15%. And the falling number is averaging around 300 with almost no problems of vomitoxin here.
Oh, that's really good. And of course, the guys seem pretty happy with everything, the way it came off.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I haven't heard any concerns about that yet.
So as far as the markets are concerned, the last time I looked, it looked as though the corn, but everything else was kind of having a rough day.
Yeah, we started off pretty solid this morning, and then we just seem to be dipping other than that corn today.
And the reason why?
Yeah, I think with the corn here, the USDA report was a little bullish on it with record export numbers of 2.75 billion bushels. And there was also a cut to U.S. production of 115 million bushels. So I think the real question there is how much information are the traders believing right now?
So at this stage of the game, it looks like it's going to be one of those weeks all over again, Kevin?
Yep, it seems like it's going to be another weather market here this week.
Yeah, it sure looks that way and sounds that way anyway. So right now on the board at Star of the West, what do you have?
Yeah, on the board, we got cash new crop wheat is down 4 at 531 on the white, 451 on the red. Cash corn is up 2 at 343. New crop is up 3 at 350, and cash and new crop soybeans is unchanged at 927.
Kevin, you have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You as well.
Will do. Kevin Pike over at Star of the West. So how's everything looking on the board in Chicago? Well, right now, the corn on the July contract anyway is up almost 10 cents. Right now, at least on the current crop, that is at 4.12 3/4. September contract is at 3.98 1/4. That's up about 2 1/4. Right now, soybeans July contract $10.02. That's down 2. The August contract is also $10.02. That is down 2 1/10. Right now, wheat on the July contract is coming in at 5.40 3/4. That is down about 9 1/4. September contract is at 5.40 1/4. That is down 4 1/4. While we're taking a look at the Chicago markets, we probably should take a look at a very volatile cattle contract situation right now, where they were talking in some cases over $5 to the positive on the feeder cattle. Right now, it's down $4. That would make the August contract at 321.32 1/2. Live cattle August contract is down $1.92 1/2. That would make a 220.27 1/2. Pork complex has not been as volatile, but still trading in a pretty narrow range. The July contract right now is down a nickel in the lean hogs. That would make it 106.67 1/2. Crude oil August contract down 25 cents, currently at 68.20. When we return, we'll take a look at the sugar beet situation and see what's going on there. Bryce Stein will be joining us. But first, this. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartts, Red Wing shoes and boots. Stormy Cromer accessories, all available today at Ed Raymond's. Need a selection? Well, their inventory of the Carhartt, the Red Wing shoes, the Stormy Cromer clothing, the caps, the all the other stuff, Thorogood boots, you name it, they've got it at Ed Raymond's. It's all in great shape right now. Great selection. They've also got a big selection of big and tall sizes, too. Celebrating more than 100 years at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning, Ed Raymond and Sons. The market report today has been brought to you by the folks at Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. Farming today, many challenges, and Thumb Bank keeps up with those changes as well as industry trends and the changes in your operation. Thumb Bank now in Freeland, along with 13 other locations across the Great Lakes Bay Area. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Joining us now, Bryce Stein from Michigan Sugar, agronomist over there. Bryce's report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil and by Blue Flame Propane. Bryce Stein, good morning.
Good morning, Terry. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Good to see you last week at the Youth Day over at the Research Center. A lot of real excited kids, huh?
We had a great turnout. Had some really good demonstrations going on as well.
That's quite a program that Michigan Sugar has been involved in the last several years. Do a lot of kids come back again, or is this kind of like a new batch every year?
No, they do follow it through. It is from third grade all the way to 12th grade, and most kids do, start in third grade and go all the way through 12th.
And they learn a lot.
They do, and it's the excitement for myself and many other staff members is just trying to spark that interest to bring them back to the industry, whether it's with Michigan Sugar or, helping our industry out, whether it's growers or whatever it might be.
Now, right now, as far as the sugar beets go, of course, the kids get a lot of education on the beets, probably a lot of similar information as what our growers get. Because I know you talk about weeds, you talk about herbicides, you talk about insect development, all of those things. What are our growers experiencing right now, Bryce?
Yeah, we are seeing a really nice crop come along. We're actually starting yield digs this week on some of the fields. Next week, we'll be doing double of the yield digs, but getting started on that just to see where things coming in at. We are seeing Cercospora a little bit more widespread, but growers are being very preventative and they're tightening up intervals anywhere from 14 to 18 days, depending on the product they're using. So, yeah, trying to stay ahead of it compared to last year. At this time, we were still a 25 to 30 day interval on some of the growers. So, very proactive approach, trying to keep fields clean, and harvest is not that far away.
Well, you mentioned that, and I know in the past we've had some August dates, and of course, then we've had early September dates. But given the way the crop is coming together this year, you think there might be an outside chance we're going to do something in August already?
I think so. It'll be this next 2 weeks. This week's yield dig and next week's yield dig information will be analyzed to see where we do need to start. But it sure does look like a bigger crop again once this year, and we'll adjust accordingly to try to minimize any impact of set aside acres at the end of the season.
Now, the old crop, we had a pretty good harvest and post harvest this year. We did get the processing done a little bit quicker, didn't we?
We did. I think we finished about the first week of April, even with some setbacks that we had. So ideally, it is mid-March to end of March, end of campaign, just with the the winters that we have been experiencing. We don't see those cold, dry, or cold snowy winters like we used to. So it makes it very difficult to extend that campaign into April.
Yeah. So at this stage of the game, everything is full steam ahead. And I would imagine a lot of maintenance work is being done at the factories.
Yes. Yep. Things are coming along very well. The last reports we've heard, we should be ready mid-August in a lot of the factories. and surely by the end of August, ready to go.
Bryce, thanks a lot for sharing. Really appreciate it. As I said, good to see you. We'll talk to you again next week. All right.
Take care. Have a great week.
I will. Bryce Stein over at Michigan Sugar Company. Farmers, landscapers, contractors, business owners, Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane will take you to the top. You do get more power, faster cold starts, maximum lubricity, and up to 8% improved fuel economy with extreme diesel from Power Service. Available today at Foster Blue Water Oil. Just contact your local sales representative or call and learn more about quality products and services to keep you moving forward. Foster Blue Water Oil, supplying fuel, propane, lubricants, diesel exhaust fluid, and energy services for over 80 years. We'll be joining Lake and Dew Russell right after this. Again, when we're talking tree trimming, tree removal, many folks getting some work done right now outside. Legendary Tree Care, they're there to help. Remember, no job is too big, no job is too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in those big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com or like them on Facebook. Back we go to Lake and Dew Russell. Lake and let's chat a little bit about something that has been bothering folks. And now, from what I understand, there's some relief on the horizon.
That's correct. The USDA's Supplemental Disaster Relief Program has $16 billion in crop disaster aid for the 2023 and 2024 Relief Fund to assist eligible farmers. CJ Miller and Andy Eubank have more. CJ Miller and Andy Eubank with Michigan Ag Today. This is a federal effort to offset crop, tree, and vine losses tied to natural disasters in 2023 and 2024.
Okay. When we return, we'll talk a little bit about your travels tomorrow, all right?
Sounds good.
Okay. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields, Mr. Farmer. And of course, Vic Huffer, always available to give you some answers to the questions you might have. Serving you is their business. They've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. All right, we've been teasing people enough here, Lakeland. Where are you going to be tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning I'll be out at the Farm Bureau Pavilion on MSU's campus for the Michigan Dairy Expo, held in conjunction with the Michigan 4-H Youth Dairy Days. Events run through the 17th. Breed shows and showmanship contests are held for 4-H youth, as well as open shows for all ages. The cattle arrive at the pavilion today, and the youth show starts tomorrow morning. On Wednesday, 4-H and FFA members will participate in the Dairy Management Skillathon and the Dairy Cattle Judging Contest.
Well, good luck to you. Safe travels. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. All
Thank
righty?
you.
All righty. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.